Hey, Ron.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
What do you know about this movie?
I guess everybody's back. Surprisingly enough, they're all back. But no, I've seen a bunch of the previews. I don't think I know too much at all. I think there's a Terminator coming back. Big fan of the Terminator movies. Big fan of Arnold. My favorite is Terminator 2. And I'm excited to see this movie. We're watching.
Well, this one's supposed to take off from Terminator 2, from what I understand.
Oh, really?
None of the other issues mattered.
Oh, well, I did not know that. I don't
It's
even
like
remember
Halloween.
Terminator 3 that much, so.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited then, especially if it's starting off from Terminator 2.
Yeah, this is basically Terminator 3.
Okay, well, I'm excited. We're going to watch the 4D, so there's going to be a lot of movement and rocking and rolling. Terminator, Dark Fate.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Terry, what do you know about this movie?
That it takes off right after the second one, or
Well, not right after, but it is from the second one, yes.
So it's kind of like Halloween when you was only supposed to watch the first two Halloweens to see the new Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis. So that's what I was going to be with Dark Fate, Terminator.
Okay, that's it?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a big Terminator fan. I've seen every Terminator movie. I watched the Terminator show that was on Fox. So I'm a very big Terminator.
Okay.
Don't start sweating. Michael, we are at Terminator Dark Fate.
Dark Fate.
Dark Fate. What is your expectation? How do you feel? What are you looking for this movie?
Well, I have to say Terminator 2 was one of my favorite movies. It's been a classic for a really long time. It was actually the first movie I ever sat in a theater twice to see it. We actually went to it, watched it, we went back in the theater, watched it again.
Okay.
So I'm hoping for that same sort of feeling for the third one.
You had to get close up for
And
that.
that's what this is. Basically, this is the third one. It's taking off from the second one, as Terry has already said. So I'm excited to see how they're going to arc that storyline.
Are you happy that James Cameron's back in it?
I'm happy he's back in it. He's not the director like he was for the previous two, but he was the executive producer for this one. So I know he had a lot of influence and a lot of input in the movie. And so I'm hoping for a quality movie because of that. Because that's what he's doing.
Okay, Mike. So,
Got any more questions?
I have nothing else.
Okay.
We'll wrap it up.
I'm super excited.
Okay, put your hands down.
This is me super excited.
Oh my God, bye.
Okay, Ray, what do you know about this movie?
What I know about this movie, it is Terminator. I know that Arnold's back in it. I know
Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton is back in it. So those are two pluses. I am expecting a lot of action, just like anything else. Not so much gore. I'm hoping that the plot, they have an actual good plot to this whole entire thing to kind of tie this whole Terminator thing off. It seems like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger are going back and forth to see who can go ahead and tie off their movie better. So I'm hoping that does fall to the fact that I am hoping that being that we're here so early, that 100% is a great movie. I can go ahead and give it at least 3.5 to 4 stars. So
I hope so.
Great, good. I'm glad that you hope so, Mike. But no, I'm hoping it is going to be an extremely good movie. So that is my review. We shall see. You'll hear what my ultimate star system and rating will be in a couple hours.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Ray.
Sure.
What's going on, guys? Dayron here with the Tall Table.
Hey,
I'm Mike.
I'm DJ97.
I'm Ray today.
And we are talking about the Terminator, Dark Fate. We just got back from watching the movie.
Yes, we
apparently it's taking part right after Terminator 2, so they're scrapping all the other movies that they did after that, which is kind of interesting, but I feel like other people have done it before. I'm going to get right into my review. I'm going to give it a 3.5 stars. I liked the movie. My favorite parts were mostly the special effects. I felt like the movie dragged on a little longer than I would have liked it to, and certain elements didn't really have to be in there. I really didn't like the character that, I don't remember her name, like the actress's name, but whoever
Sarah
played...
Connor.
Yeah, Sarah Connor. She felt so forced, and every time that she got on the screen, I just wanted her to shut up.
By
She made
force,
me-
what do you mean?
Huh?
By force, what do you mean?
She wanted to be like the badass.
The badass.
But she wasn't to me. And even the other Terminator was like, I just want to fuck you up. Every time you talk, I just want to fuck you up. That's literally what she said to her. And I felt that. 'Cause she ruined the movie for me.
Wow.
Yeah, like I if I had to pick a worst part from that movie was the Sarah Connor character. I just did not like her in the movie at all. Everybody else was cool. The Terminator's Mexican. That's interesting. Oh yeah. Other than that, it's a really cool movie.
Wow. I can't. Like,
I guess I'll chase it. I'll chase behind that. That's strong. That was real strong there, Ron.
I'm just putting my emotions.
That's the I get it. Mine. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 3.5 stars too. I'm with Aaron. The movie I've watched all of them. I kind of get this. Terminator has been part of my growing up, so I saw 1, 2, 3, all of the rest of them. So with my 3.5, I think that the plot wasn't bad, but it was basically something that we saw through all of the other Terminators.
it was the same exact story.
Yeah.
Is I'll let you finish.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go into it.
It kind of gave me. It was no new song or whistle or dings or whistles that you were probably looking for with some of the cast that they did have. Sarah Connor, I'm with Dayron. She basically tried extremely, extremely hard to be the badass. And I get it. Maybe it's just because she's seen so much, and she kind of looked at it as a mirror of herself, and she's seen the parallel between all of the things that were going on. But I kind of, for me, I think it would have been more of, okay, start off badass, then go into more of that nurturing component, saying I kind of understand what you've gone through and all the rest of that.
She was like a diva.
Yeah, a diva in a sense.
Definitely want to be the center of
of everything. Arnold Schwarzenegger was back in it. Did he play a good role? I think he played the role that he needed to go ahead and play. James Cameron, he was executive producer of it, so he was back into it. So with me, the movie didn't leave me saying, damn, they could have did this, damn, they could have did that. I think it was just like the closure that I kind of got, where it was just like, okay, Terminator fought, they killed the bad guy, he died, moving forward, this is what it's going to go ahead and be. So, was I disappointed? No. Is it a net? We always compare, is this a Netflix movie? No, it's a good movie. I mean, I think it's a strong enough movie where you should go ahead and go and see it, especially if you're an avid Terminator fan, or you grew up with Terminator just like I did. It's not going to leave you like, damn, that movie sucked, or damn, I wish I spent that movie. We went in 4D as well too, so with that, we got thrown away around like crazy. It was to the point where I had myself and Dayron both had to go ahead and sit up because it was like, I felt like I was going to need a chiropractor after that. But I mean, still great experience on that end. So yeah, 3.5 for me. 3.5. So I'll go ahead and pass it.
Okay,
then I'm going to go next. With the return of Linda Hamilton and with the return of James Cameron. Arnold's been in all of them. But with the return of both of those two, I was expecting a little more than what I got versus
new twist or a new story.
Yeah, to me it was the same story. I guess the twist is the lead character. She's Mexican, correct?
No, the lead character
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
Mexican. She's
The
from
lady?
Mexico.
It's in Mexico. Yeah.
No.
The new lady. I was thinking the
girl.
Terminator was the lead, but yes, Mexico. Yeah, okay,
It's
yes.
Mexican too.
Yeah.
So yes, they put a spin on it, but it's like, so John Connor was now replaced with this other girl, and now she was the focus of what the Terminator was trying to do, trying to kill. So it was like, for me, again, it was the same story, but now it's just new people in it.
Yeah.
When I was sitting here watching it, I was thinking of the Whitney Houston song with Deborah Cox, same script, different cast. And that's exactly what it was for me, except they did have a couple people from the original too. And I do understand why they wanted us to forget the other ones and just go back to this one and go back to this one, this new one.
Why?
Because that's the thing now. People are like, if the franchise, they did it with Halloween. Where
They're always doing reboots.
They're doing reboots, and they'll say, "Don't forget about
This one
3,
and this
4,
one and this
5,
one.
6, and 7,
Yeah.
and we're just going to go with the first two, and then take the first two and add it to this new one." And I kind of saw what they were trying to do, but I wasn't really impressed. I just felt it was the same old tired story. And again, I thought it was. Do I think that you can wait to see this movie? Yes, I do. Honest opinion, you can wait and see it. I wish I kind of would have went and saw Harriet, because to me it wasn't anything new.
Should have seen the Kanye movie.
So at the end of the day, what are you going to give it, Terry? Star wise.
3.5.
Wow, really? I mean, that didn't sound.
I thought I really did.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna give it 3.5. Because to me, 3. If I would have said 3, 3 to me is like that baseline.
Okay.
But I wanted to give it a little bit more because I did think that the actors and the CGI, everything else was great.
Yeah.
I just, again, the same.
You just were looking for a stronger, healthier plot
But,
with Cameron being there.
but that's what like Star Wars. To me, Star Wars was the same story. When they went back to reboot Halloween, that is the only one that I feel like they did improve upon the story. They changed Halloween when they brought Jamie Lee Curtis back, and I just feel like this one. And what he was saying about Linda Hamilton, her character was, to me, honestly, really not needed.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm being honest. I just felt her character was not needed.
I think it's needed, but how they casted it, I think, wasn't the most ideal, because she was the star. She, at the end of the day, she was the mother of it. So I think she was, but the whole persona that they gave her and the attitude that they gave her to go ahead and shoot it, it was not warranted. It was just like, you came through it. I like how she came in, where she was saying that she was the Terminator. She killed the Terminators and stuff like
that's
that.
right. She's
Now
been
she could
killing
have bridged, if she could have bridged that whole entire thing, coming in as being the badass, but being like, I understand what you're going through. Let me help you. I could have I would have been like, all right, they hit it right on the head. But there's going to be a lot of people that say, especially if they do redoing it right now as the reboot and stuff, where was she at? There'd be that, because I would have been that one if she wouldn't have been in. I'd be like, why didn't they go ahead and put the original Sarah Connor in there? Why wasn't Sarah Connor in there?
It had to be Linda Hamilton.
Well, it had to be it had to be her. But my thing about it was, if she was replaced with someone else, or if she was not even of the character of the magnitude that we saw, which was when she was in the insane asylum and stuff like that. She was angry, she was kind of bitter and stuff like that, but they took the bitterness and the ego and the diva-ness to a whole different level in this whole entire.
I felt like she was trying to upstage the blonde girl, the new Terminator girl, a lot.
Yeah,
like on every scene, I just felt like she was trying to
It
upstage her.
was, again, it was, to me, that was scene for scene from the first Terminator.
Yeah.
Where they brought someone from the future back to the past to save the Terminator. There was nothing new about this.
The Terminator splitting is the only thing new.
That's the only thing new, yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
But I did have one thing I wanted to say that's kind of not Terminator related, but it was in Terminator. You saw the scene in Terminator where they brought John back when he was young and the Terminator came and killed him?
Yes.
How soon before there's a movie where you don't really need any stars? I mean, they did Linda Hamilton. They did the Terminator. He came in, he killed John, and then that part was gone. But I was just thinking when I was watching that movie, how soon will there be movies where they don't need actors anymore? When you can just do that scene.
Well, that's a layer. That's a layer they put over the actual actors.
Well, John was. There's no way that was John in it at all.
He was there. He did come back for the movie.
That kid where they ended up killing him. That one.
That
kid?
was all CGI.
That was CGI. Yes.
But he was actually there.
Yeah.
So that was really
He
him.
came back. Yes, he came back for the.
Okay, then kind of admit that little thing that I just said. Then.
Yeah.
Technology.
So technology is awesome, and how they ended up doing the CGI for the Arnold. You know how masculine. I mean, how big, young, and how big he was.
It was a little different from the real Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I didn't know if that was him or another person.
It looked like the Arnold from the movie Commando. It's like they almost took Commando
He
and
looked
put
a
him
little younger and a little bit thinner or something. There was just something a bit off about it.
That jawline
looked
was really sharp.
Yes, there was something off about
So-
that. But it was only briefly.
So anyway, you're 3.5.
I'm 3.5. So we're gonna shift it over to
And Mike
So-
for the anchor.
He's a low 3.5. I'm a pretty much just an even 3.5.
Again,
Because
middle of the road.
It just couldn't be a 4. It was almost a 4 though, so I'm a high 3.5, I guess. And it was, for me, it was because I had such an attachment to the second movie, which I really, really enjoyed. It's been one of my all-time favorite movies. So it was great to see these characters over again. I like to revisit them. I was sorry that Sarah Connor has apparently lived a very bad life. She's very sour, has a big chip on her shoulder. So I'm sorry to see that for her, because that wasn't much of a life for her. The Arnold Schwarzenegger character is not the Terminator from the second one. He's a different Terminator that was sent along with other Terminators to kill John Connor. So
he actually did.
I don't. Whereas they had in the second one, they spent time together, and so he grew attached to John Connor and to Sarah Connor. How this one would have grown attached to her to make up for John's death, I just didn't get it. He was this cold, mechanical Terminator when he was sent through the time period, and then he kills John Connor. And then he said, "Yeah, now my orders were over with, so I had nothing to do." I don't know. That was a little bridge there from him going from this cold Terminator to this loving man who likes his. I mean, like he said, had loved him as much as he could, his wife and his son. That didn't ring true for me. It just didn't seem right. And then I've always had a problem with a major plot hole in it, and that was the entire premise of the movie is sending somebody back to kill one person who's a leader of the humans in the world. I mean, this is a world event. It's not just a USA event. It's happened all over the world. So there would have been pockets of resistance all over the place. And I just don't see how one person could make that big of a difference with the humans all over it. I mean, just if it was just our country, how one person could make that big of a difference. I've always had a problem with
If you
that.
can go back in time and kill Donald Trump, would you?
Okay, that's not a question I'm going to answer.
I'm just saying, if you knew that there was one person that was going to cause so much, would you? I mean,
you're saying evil, and this is a good person, so that's why it's a different topic for me. Okay. But he's just this one person, and then so in this new story, she's one lady in LA somewhere who groups some people together. I just don't see how that's a big enough human resistance against such...
Like, if she died, you're telling me to know the resistance.
Exactly, right. Everything would have taken place. Like, if she dies, oh, well, there's going to be somebody else.
Well, I think it wasn't even that. I think it could be, but I think what how I took from it and what I got from it was human life and hope. There was no hope, and she gave a lot of the survivors hope.
In that limited little area, they don't have communication with other people, probably.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying, how is that one person so important?
But we don't know the timeline of, from when she was doing this to the timeline of when she encountered the little girl, because she touched the little girl, which ended up becoming that Terminator enough to she's going to go ahead and get the upgrade to her body to come back to
again. I can see pockets of people. I can see small groups of people here and there, but to be against this entire army.
Well, it started off as it was a militia. They said it started off small and then it grew. So thing about it is when people have hope, it can go ahead and grow. That's kind of what it is. But I get what you're saying.
That's always been my problem with the premise.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I didn't look at my watch. I was enjoying it throughout the entire movie. I understand what you mean by a little bit of the drag.
No.
just here and there. But so for me, it's a good 3.5. It's an adventure movie. To me, it was worth going to the movie theater for. I didn't mind spending the money for the movie ticket. It's such a big, grand action movie that I do recommend it for the movie theater. If you
3D,
if you want to go,
4D,
yeah.
Hold on.
all the above.
So my score is a 3.5, and it's a good solid 3.5. Just was shy of being a 4, just mostly because of the premise for me. But again, I thought Arnold Schwarzenegger did a great job. I thought that the other characters did a great job for what they did. So our dogs are interfering with this review, so we're going to close it. We have said everything we wanted to say.
Yeah, that's it. So, guys, thank you again for tuning in to us. Once again, we do have Instagram. Check that out. Our website, all of that great stuff, guys. So, with that, live your
Best
Life.
See you guys later.
We'll be back.
Bye.
Peace.